It's Tears of the Kingdom review day. Look at those scores. 10, 10, 10, 10. 9.8. I will destroy you. Nah, there's no review score drama for this game. Yet. But we've all seen the cycle a million times over, right? James Stephanie Sterling gave Breath of the Wild a 7 out of 10 and has never heard the end of it. Hell, I remember people getting pre-mad at them for screwing up Mario Odyssey's perfect 100 Metacritic score, even though they had left reviewing by that point and Mario Odyssey did not, in fact, get a perfect 100 anyway. No Man's Sky got its fair share of this before everyone realized the release version was garbage. And 8.8? Does anyone remember 8.8? I was a big fan of PC Gamer magazine when I was a lad, and like many, I had dreams of being a game reviewer. Now, not so much. I wouldn't really call what I do on my main channel reviewing, but my ambitions changed not just because I found critique to be much more interesting to write, but also because the conversation surrounding reviews is always so like this. I don't doubt Tears of the Kingdom is good, but let's not kid ourselves and say the majority of people talking about these reviews were waiting on them to decide whether they would buy the game or not. They've already pre-ordered it and declared it their game of the year. For Zelda fans, this is the release of the year, and probably the year before and after. Sure, there are people genuinely waiting to see if it's good, but to me, the way a lot of people interact with reviews feels very detached from their original purpose. Marketing and brand loyalty is such a bigger driver of sales. The uncomfortable truth is that reviews function as an extension of marketing for many people, publishers included. That's not me trying to say reviewers are paid off. I've been seeing that dumb conspiracy for 15 years now at least, and it's never made sense. But what does make sense is, well, just look at Tears of the Kingdom again. Kotaku has not exactly behaved the way Nintendo would prefer in the past, and they're not receiving any early review copies. Whether you think Kotaku deserved it or not, they're a clear rogue element in Nintendo's eyes, so their review and possible dissenting voice is a noticeable absence in these Day 1 reviews. And this wildcard phenomenon is one we have actual evidence of, unlike the whole paid review thing. Early review copies are not something publishers are obligated to send out, and they can freely revoke it. It stands to reason that over time the less scrupulous among them, which is to say all of them, will stop sending review copies to reviewers that they don't feel will consistently benefit their brand. And why would they? To them, it's a business. But it's something to be aware of on our end. I don't think any of these reviewers giving Tears of the Kingdom a 10 out of 10 are lying about their opinion. But if Nintendo could only send review copies to reviewers that they knew would rate it as such, they would. But even putting that aside, think about all of the things that drive a person's purchase decision these days. Many people rely on social media for information about games, whether it's streamers or Let's Plays or just general buzz around something. Marketing machines are larger than they've ever been, and the advent of the pre-order has ever so gradually normalized the idea of buying something based on its advertising alone. It's why I find smaller reviewers who drop reviews of a game weeks after it came out interesting. Yeah, let's call it interesting. The way the gaming world works right now, by that time many people's decision to buy a game will already be made, so it's not like the review serves much purpose as a buyer's guide, more just an individual person's evaluation of a game. But ironically, those are the only kind of reviews I like these days. Zero Punctuation is just about the only review series I still follow, and those always drop a minimum of 2 weeks after a title comes out, sometimes longer. And while I have bought a fair few games on Yahtzee's word alone, the main reason I like the series is that despite how fast he talks, it feels like a much more thoughtful evaluation of a game, detached from the hyper-caffeinated zeitgeist of Day 1 reviews. I watch Zero Punctuation primarily because I'm interested in the general gaming landscape, and it gives me the opinion of one person who I've learned the ins and outs of what I agree and disagree with him on, and gain a bit of perspective on what's going on right now. Also dick jokes. I can't really end a video like this with any kind of solution. The engine of capitalism marches inexorably onward, so it stands to reason that an industry previously meant to keep gaming publishers in check is slowly being subsumed into another arm to serve them. I just wish people wouldn't be so complicit in it, you know? A game's Metacritic score doesn't actually mean anything. Well, unless some shithead publisher ties your bonus to it, but anyway, a few weeks from now, opinions on Tears of the Kingdom will no doubt settle a bit, and maybe some people will realize that it's not entirely perfect, and that's fine. But it's really okay to realize that there are words and opinions behind that collage of scores, and they're not here to serve you and your wishes for a game that hasn't come out yet. And for everyone asking who hurt you about a review that didn't quite match those wishes, the answer to that question doesn't have to be Zelda fans with hammers at your front door 15 minutes from now.